Hello! In this video we are going to start the Juju environment and set up RestComm for creating a first simple IVR application. The RestComm environment we are going to set up is comprised of three Juju charms. First, the database, which will be MySQL. Secondly, RestComm itself. And third, the load balancer for scaling up the infrastructure as our load will grow. Once the environment will be set up, we will verify it works correctly by accessing the RestComm administration console and check everything is deployed correctly. So let's get started and set up the Juju environment. The Juju environment is set up and initiated by the Juju bootstrap command. And this will start an instance on Amazon EC2 for controlling the rest of the Juju infrastructure. Now that we started the Juju environment with Juju bootstrap, we will just check that the environment will be started correctly with the following command: Juju debug log. In parallel of that, we will start the Juju GUI, the user interface for Juju, through this command: Juju deploy Juju GUI, as described here. The next command is, now that we deployed the Juju GUI, is to expose it for public access so that we can access it on the Amazon EC2 where we deployed it. This is done through the Juju expose Juju GUI command. So you can see on the debug log that the instance for the Juju GUI has been started. So we'll wait now that it's fully started before we access it. We can check the status of our deployment through the Juju status command. When it completes, it returns a list of the different units deployed on Amazon, which is our environment for deploying. So we can see that machine 0 is Juju bootstrap environment and machine 1 is still pending. Machine 1 is, as you can see here, is the Juju GUI we are trying to deploy. So we are going to wait a couple minutes until it's fully deployed, mainly because it takes time to actually set up the instance on Amazon EC2. So we're going to pull the Amazon environment again after a couple of minutes passed to check, and now the Juju GUI service has been started. So you can see that the public address is available here. So we'll go there to check out the Juju GUI. So it loads the user interface of Juju, and the password for that is actually can be found there. So I'll enter it and press login. So here is our Juju GUI instance. As mentioned, we will deploy a new MySQL instance for as a database for RestComm. So this is how you start a new charm of MySQL. So we don't specify any constraint, we just deploy one unit of the MySQL database. And the service is pending. The next thing to do is to actually deploy RestComm. We can do that in parallel. So this will be achieved by deploying a local charm that we have. We'll do this through the command line so that you can have um, an idea on how you do it through the user interface we just did with MySQL, and how we do it through the command line. So I just do Juju deploy and the local repository I'm using, and which is local charm, which is TeleStax RestComm. We are going to do the same thing now in parallel for the load balancer, which will be fronting the entire infrastructure, so that the user will access only the load balancer and will hide the topology from them. So the load balancer is again a local Juju charm that we're gonna deploy. So I'm gonna go into my local repository for the TeleStax load balancer and deploy it. So you can see on debug log that we have a couple of new instances coming up, and if we update the Juju user interface, you can see that the RestComm has been picked up, the load balancer has been picked up as well, and that all of them are currently in yellow or orange, and this means that the units are pending and that they are starting up. So we'll wait again for a couple of minutes until all the two instances has been fully deployed, and then we'll start building the relationships between them. So now you can see that all the instances are green, which means that all the three instances have been started up successfully. So we'll now build the relationship. So link the RestComm instance to the MySQL one. And we'll also set up the load balancer to RestComm. So this one. Next thing we'll do is for the load balancer to expose the service so that it's available publicly, and we'll just also get the IP address, the public address of the load balancer, and it's listening on port 2080, that we can access the RestComm management console on this one. First, we'll check if everything is correct, which it seems to be, and quickly restart it. So we log in to the administration console. So we just got access to this through the load balancer to the TeleStax RestComm admin UI. So you can see now that we entered for the first time. We go to the list of numbers that are pre-deployed. So this is the list of application, of demo application that are pre-deployed with RestComm, and everything is started correctly. So in this demo we showed that we set up the first time Juju environment and deploy RestComm and the load balancer on this Juju environment, everything back by a database. Thank you very much.